Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Blake Hunt, the newly acquired member of the Tampa Bay Rays. It is wonderful to have you here on this another episode of the Meeting That Keeps Smiling Supporters. How you doing, Blake?
Doing great. I really appreciate you having me on. I've been getting some great work out here in spring training, getting acclimated to the new club, and I'm loving it. Having a great time out here.
Awesome. I'm just happy that baseball is back, man. It's finally back. Got a full season. We got spring training going, so it's beautiful. And we're like a week out too from opening day.
Yeah, pretty exciting. I know for some of us minor leaguers that won't be cracking that major league roster, it's a little tough knowing we still got about 5 weeks out. But if anything, we can just use it to our advantage to get some more work in and be more prepared.
Soon and very soon, your time will come, my man.
Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully sooner than later.
I'll start you off here. You of course you attended Florida's big name school, Mater Dei. You played. You're a catcher there. You were drafted in the second round by the Padres in 2017. What was it like getting drafted out of high school? Take me through your emotions and such.
It was a very tough decision. Even the days leading up to the draft, I still didn't really have a good idea of whether I wanted to sign or not. I was committed to Pepperdine University in Southern California. Growing up there, it was home, so it was a very tough decision. I talked over with my family, agents, advisors, anyone that could help out, and it really came down to a game time decision. The Padres, made a commitment in me that I valued, and also the teams pay for full tuition for college, so that was kind of a no-brainer. Not only did I have all of my tuition covered, I was able to start my dream at 18 and kind of get to work. And I was very blessed, have been selected by the Padres. Loved everyone over there. Have nothing but love and respect for the organization even after I've left. But a lot of good memories over there, and I'm very happy with the decision I made.
Awesome. Since you said you were gonna go to Pepperdine University. Did you have any other offers? Any others?
I had one other offer from St. Mary's. I ended up committing my junior year. And if there's one message that I always try to preach to high school kids and any younger people that ask about college and the draft, I always tell them not to panic and wait and see what's out there for you. I was fortunate to have Pepperdine come along, which was a perfect fit for me. As a Christian growing up, as a Christian school, and being in Southern California, which is where I wanted to be. That was a great fit. But prior to my junior year, I had no offers, and guys commit left and right in freshman and sophomore year. So if anything, I would just tell them, wait it out, and everything worked out for me the way I was supposed to, and I loved every minute of it.
So when you signed, did you get to go to Petco Park?
I did not. That year they only brought down the first pick, Mackenzie Gore. I know some teams bring out their first couple picks, but I actually just flew straight out to Arizona to our complex in Peoria, signed everything out there, and then next day I was on the field in uniform getting after it.
So you got your work in right away. Gotta love it. But
yeah, and I'll always remember that it was 123. I think that first day it was rough out there. Yeah, it was like a heat wave. It was like in the 118 to 123 range that whole week.
Were you suited up too?
Oh yeah, full gear and everything.
That's insane. Have you enjoyed your minor league lifestyle of traveling constantly and not like working out a lot and chasing your dream? Have you enjoyed it?
I have. It's definitely a question, you have to ask yourself when you are considering signing, if this is what you want to do with your life. It's not easy by any means. All the area scouts that come in for in-home visits, they prepare you on what minor league life is like, the long bus trips, the poor conditions across the board. But no, I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've had a great experience with both organizations I've been a part of, and that minor league grind that everyone talks about, the 140 games and the long bus trips, it just brings you closer together with your teammates, and there's truly nothing like it. You kind of have to just go through it to understand, but once you do, it's a pretty sweet feeling.
You were traded in December of 2020, but before we get to that, what was your fondest memory with the Padres, besides of course signing with them?
Yeah, signing day, that's obviously going to take precedent over anything else. Every fall, we have instructional league. Every organization does it pretty much. And as the Padres, they wanted us to play at Petco at the very end of our instructional league every year. We'd play a 3-game series against the Texas Rangers. We did it, every year. And their thought process was they didn't want our major league debut, our first at bat. They didn't want us digging in the box at Petco for the first time. At least if it's a comfortable environment, you've played there a few times, it wouldn't be so fresh, so new, and you wouldn't be so nervous. And honestly, that was a highlight every year. I looked forward to it. Got to start quite a few of those games. They invited fans in. We'd have a couple thousand fans. Get to see your name up on your face and your name up on the big board there at Petco, and there was nothing like it. I mean, obviously, everyone knows how gorgeous of a city that is, and how awesome that stadium is right there in the middle of downtown. And it was just nice to be able to step out of the box, take a breath, look around, and kind of just be grateful for where I was. And at that point in time, I was thinking, this is going to be a regular thing in a couple of years. Didn't work out that way, but if that transitions you into the trade at all, there you go.
Yes, that's perfectly. Thank you. Well, you did end up getting sent from a great organization to another great organization. They just, of course, went to the World Series last year, and they acquired you in a trade for Blake Snell, along with your teammates, Luis Patino, Francisco Mejia, and Cole Wilcox. What was it like on trade day? Like, did you wake up knowing, or did you hear rumors of you being in the talks?
There's really no way to explain other than to go through it. Guys have mentioned it to me before, like it's just a whirlwind. You're in a daze. You don't really know what's going on. I think it was the night of the 26th or the 27th, right after Christmas. I was at dinner with my family, I just at the house, and my phone was in my pocket, and it kept buzzing. And, we were not allowed to take out our phone table. That's just like a family rule. And so I just like, Mom, Dad, I got to take out my phone. Something's going on. Had all these missed calls, all these texts. And one of the texts in particular was from Dennis Lynn, a reporter for The Athletic, a beat reporter for the Padres. And he was asking for a comment. And I was just shocked. I was like, comment on what? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, well, this is a tough way for you to find out, but it looks like you're in the process of getting traded. Sent out a long paragraph, explaining all the details. And then it was a waiting game. I called my agent, he confirmed it. And yeah, I was just, overwhelmed with all these rush of emotions, made some calls to the Padres to, thank them and kind of get updated on what was going on. And I think it was 2 or 3 days later that it actually became official. So I was in limbo there for about 3 days. And, once it became official, papers were signed, got a call immediately from a lot of front office officials with the Rays and Padres, both thanking me and then welcoming me. So it was a tough 3 days, but, once we got to the end of it, it was worth it. And I felt welcome.
Awesome. Was there, leading up to it, was like that you didn't hear about it or anything? You just heard about it on the day that it happened?
Yeah. I mean, my name was not even, thrown around on Twitter at all prior. People like to take a little bit of news and run with it on Twitter and social media, which is how a lot of guys find out about stuff now. But yeah, no prior mentioning or anything.
But so your relationship with the Padres, great, ended on a good note. But now you're moving on to, now you've got traded to the Rays. So far, have you enjoyed the Rays organization and their spring training so far?
Yeah, absolutely. A little different getting acclimated to the Florida humidity and the weather out here. It hasn't been too bad, but we're starting to get our little first taste of it here late in spring. Love the team officials, love all the coaches and teammates. Yeah, I've had nothing but good things to say so far here. I felt welcomed. The atmosphere is slightly different. It's a little bit of a different feel with the organization being a small market team, and they really preach turnover with their young players and everything. But something that stood out to me immediately was a lot of the big league guys, Tyler Glasnow, Austin Meadows, Brett Phillips, even World Series hero. They kind of came up to me. They recognized me immediately and said, we don't know this guy, he's new. And they came up to me and they introduced themselves and welcomed me to the organization, which, being a nobody young guy before, it was me going on my way to introduce myself. And that kind of just spoke volume about what the organization stood for. And I just really felt welcomed, and immediately I felt comfortable. I didn't feel nervous or on my toes at all.
Awesome. Is the day-to-day stuff almost the same with the Rays and the Padres, or like do they structure it the same way, like your day?
Yeah, very similarly. I think you'd find if you went across most camps, you'd see a pretty similar structure with the schedule and, the workload. A tiny bit of a little different philosophy they teach over here, hitting, catching, everything. It's just a little bit different, but, you're going to see that from organization to organization.
I heard in a recent article that on March 10th, you said you have more of a screw it mentality with your approach in the box. How's that working for you? Is it going good?
Yeah, it's going great. I've always been one to be an overthinker. And I think that was my downfall more than anything.
Same here.
It's not like a physical deficiency in the box or anything with my swing. I think I'd overthink when I'd get in there. And I think it just took COVID and me reassessing my career to that point and what I wanted to do in the future. And it was just like, I said, screw it in the article, because obviously you got to be careful with your wording, but it's more of it's like an effort mentality. You get in a box, you dig in, and I'm looking at the pitcher and I want to clear my mind and say, F it to everything else. I don't care who you are. I don't care what I've done so far today.
Mm-hmm.
F it. I'm coming after you. Kind of like that mentality. And it's not disrespectful. It's just, controlled confidence in myself. And that's kind of freed my mind a little bit.
It's like at bat by at bat, and then like pitch by pitch. It's like you miss a pitch, it's like reset and move on to the next one kind of thing. So.
Yeah, taking a bad swing at a really good slider or something, in the past I'd get caught up in my head, start overthinking about what pitch is next, how the pitcher is assessing that swing. Screw it. New pitch, it's same at bat, but new pitch, just reset.
With both the Padres and the Rays, what is the best advice you've received from like a player or a coach? The player could be like other major league player, or what do you?
That's tough. Something that'll stand out to me for my entire career. Austin Allen was a little bit older than me. He was a catcher. He's now with the A's in the big leagues. Another trade guy from the Padres. He just asked me one day if I was a slave to my daily routine. Like, did I need to go through my daily routine every day, which is a big part of being a professional athlete, because it's a grind. You're doing the same thing over and over every day, and try not to make it monotonous. He just asked me that question. And it kind of, the lesson it taught me was to be, a little bit more flexible with my day. And it extends off the field too, to, anything going on past 2:00 when we leave the field with personal stuff. But just to kind of be a little more free, be a little more loose, and not have to be tied into a routine to have my day go exactly the way I wanted it. And that's going to be a big part of my mentality going forward. And then so far here with the Rays, I've just been told to be myself, not to try and be anything other than that. They know who I am as a person, and they know who I am as a player from scouting me, and just go out there, play free, and be me, and not change anything.
Awesome. I've got a few fun questions for you now.
Awesome.
Have you picked up any hobbies during the pandemic?
I wouldn't say I picked up many new ones. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I did. I started road biking. My dad used to do it. Sorry. Let me grab some water. You can cut this part out. Yeah, road biking. Sorry. I went and actually got a road bike. Got all the full get up, started riding. It was a good exercise, and I truly enjoyed it. And then I took up golf a little more competitively, playing a couple times a week. But yeah, altogether, those two were my main focuses during quarantine.
Awesome. Who has been the coolest to catch in your career so far?
It's a tough one. Obviously, being with the Padres for a few years, we had so many talented young arms throughout the minors. Mackenzie Gore just kind of stands out right off the bat. He impressed me from day one. One of the easiest bullpens I've ever caught. Just able to locate with all four pitches to whatever part of the zone he wanted to do. And then immediately here with the Rays, a young arm, Joe Ryan, similar mentality, similar way he carries himself. Good 3-4 pitch mix, can control to all parts of the zone, and it's a very easy bullpen effort wise, and then easy to catch as well on my end.
Awesome. This is my last question for you. and then I'll let you go. For all the kids out there, what's the biggest piece of advice you could give them for them wanting to chase their dream? I know it's kind of cheesy, but I gotta ask it. That's how we end off every episode.
No, you're good. I think everyone's timeline's different. There's some guys that peak when they're young, some guys that peak, into college. I mean, looking at the Rays' current roster, you see Michael Brosseau, homered off your Yankees last year in the playoffs. That was a dagger. I mean, I believe he was an undrafted free agent sign. And I'm not sure if he went JUCO route or if he went to NCAA school, but he peaked. He peaked a little later than most, and I just feel like a lot of kids get discouraged, like myself. As a freshman, sophomore, seeing all these people commit to big colleges, and that's my biggest thing I preach all the time. Don't be discouraged. Your timeline is different than others, and it's going to come when it's going to come, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. But you still got to put in all the work.
Thank you. All of you should take that advice and hold it dear. That was very, very good. Thank you. Well, Blake, thank you for joining me. I wish you the best of luck with the Tampa Bay Rays. Please don't kill the Yankees when you come up and kill us. All right. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Andrew.
Later.